Good morning, members. In this particular video and next coming series, in the series of the coming videos, I'm going to discuss all the case studies that are relevant for your exam in a brief, crisp manner, along with all the questions attached to those case studies, so that it can help you at the time of revision and at the time of appearing for exams. You can attempt each one of case study or the specifically case study in which you feel some difficulty. Then each case study will have a separate video. So before wasting any much time, let's start discussion. Here, the first case study is basically related to a Reliance Capital Investment Company and all. And under this, there was some two persons was having some conversation. There were some statements, 5 statements were given. And out of those statements, the statement one was saying that mispricing and all should be found out while deciding the which firm should be selected and which firm should not be selected. The second one was statement was based on that the person who is going to select the securities should concentrate on positive alpha. Alpha means the higher or difference between the expectation of return and actual returns. If the company is having positive alpha, those companies are always good for investment, and vice versa. Positive alpha can also be called as the difference between the intrinsic value, that is the value or worth according to us, and what the actual market price is there. That is basically the positive alpha. Statement number 3 basically says for distressed securities, if they are not performing well, then obviously the liquidation value must also be considered, because the distressed companies can also be liquidated. Statement number 4 covers the core equity funds should always consider the going concern value, because in core equity funds, if we are investing, then it must take care of the companies or the good companies. Those are going to be there for a longer period of horizon. Statement number 5 says that it will try to find out or extract the market expectations, and then he wants to compare those market expectations to his own expectations. Then after that, he has given you the information regarding the industry in which the company is performing, that it said there are some barriers for you new retail entrants cannot very easily enter this. High intra industry rivalry also there, and low product substitution cost, that's very easily the customers can substitute. But there are a wholesale large number of suppliers are there. If that is a positive sign, because if the large number of suppliers are there, then obviously it is very easy for us to manipulate or you can say bargain for a better price from the suppliers. Then it says that it got a particular information regarding a company, that is Renensa Clothing of one of them, and it has included some positive litigation settlement, a credit of tax, and a gain on sale of a non-operating asset. Those all are non-operating gains, and in its profitability he has included those gains, because and those gains are not going to be repeated in futures. Hence we can say that these type of gains will always be always influence my future or sustainable incomes, as upward biased would be the sustainable incomes. My at present incomes are biased and they are upward biased. Now the other information is there is another company, Vega is there, and Vega is not this is a starting company. It is not going to give you profits, it is not going to give you any dividends or something in the near future. That is clearly written. That is not going to be profitable for more years, it is not going to be give you dividend. So in the last question they are asking that which method should be preferable to free cash flow for the firm. So let's start with the questions. The first question is based on statement number 2, that is positive alpha. The alpha means the difference of intrinsic value and market value. Which of the sources of perceived mispricing do active investment manager attempt to identify? That is positive alpha. Alpha means the difference of market price and intrinsic value. Second question, with respect to statement 3 and 4, which of the following measures of value would the distressed securities fund analyst consider that a core equity fund analyst might ignore? The distressed fund manager must consider the liquidation value. The statement number 4, the equity fund analyst must consider the going concern value. Then it says statement number 5, clearly written, it wants to extract the market expectation with regard to the market industry expectation and then compare it to its own expectations. So there was clear word of market expectations extraction. Then fifth, we have discussed that the positive feature in the industry, men's retailing industry, that can positively affect our profitability is higher number of suppliers. There were high end substitution costs, lower substitution cost can easily, our customers can be easily transferred. Entry costs are high, the entry costs are also lower. That is not a positive feature. Many can enter, and government policies are not a favorable situation, but number of supplier is a favorable situation. Which of the following statements about the reported earning? The reported earning includes three non-recurring items. Those are not going to be repeated in future. So definitely the reported earnings are upward biased. Which revaluation model is Abhishek applying in his analysis of the retailers? Which valuation model he has applied? The answer is relative value. If you are comparing some other data or industry data and then using that industry data for calculation of your own value, then this valuation approach is called relative valuation approach. Eighth, which valuation model would the director of research most likely recommend Lee to use the estimate of the value of Vega? The profits are not there, so PE ratio valuation is not valid. The dividend discount cannot be used, and relative valuation basically use the PE ratio type of industry and with comparison to the entity, that cannot also be used because the entity is not going to have profits and even the dividends. So the only approach left with us is free cash flow approach. So this is all about the 6 or 8 cases that we have discussed. The first one is alpha, the second one is liquidation value, the third one, that equity fund analyst must consider the going concern value. The fourth, statement number 5, extraction of market expectation. Fifth, large number of suppliers will definitely positively affect my profitabilities. 3, non-recurring incomes are included, hence the current reported earnings is upward biased. The 7, if you are using the industry data for valuing your own firms, then this is called relative valuation method. And last one is which method is favorable or should be used by Vega, is free cash flow method. That's it regarding this first case study. Please revise. If you want a detailed discussion on this, then you can refer to the classes or you can refer to the answer sheets that I have shared with you.